What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How are y'all doing today? Listen. I know, I get it. It's early. Woo, man. Some of y'all just waking up. Listen, I know this is so unscripted. This is why y'all need to follow me. This is why you gotta have your notifications on because you don't never know when I might just pop up. Now, listen, if you were here last week, I already told y'all this weekend is Mrs. E-Man's birthday weekend. This is her weekend. But I felt so conflicted because don't get me wrong, I'm taking care of her. But I'm like, I couldn't leave y'all out here. There was all this news dropping. I'm like, but I can't leave the E-Fam out there like that cold. I can't leave y'all cold like this. So I had to squeeze this in. So this is not gonna be 2 hours, and I promise you it really won't. This is not gonna be a long episode because I do have to go pick up my daughter from school. And I do have to run some errands. I'm still doing things for the missus. But I did want to jump in, give y'all something because it's Friday. And y'all already know how we get down on Friday. So I know some of y'all gonna come and cuss me out, but shout out to the replay gang regardless. And shout out to y'all that are in the house. Matter of fact, let me see who was able to see. I know you was in the Discord. You had the Twitter notifications up. You had the IG, Instagram. Come on. And y'all know y'all got to go follow me to also get all these notifications. Let's see who's in the house. Y'all come with it. Who's the first person here? Is Miss Harper. Yes. Come with it. Let's go. How you doing, Miss Harper? Good to see you, man. Oh, came first in the building. Let's go. Who else is here? My man Eric Shaw. Let's go, bro. Good to see you. Let's see. European, what is up? Daniel's in the house. What is going on? Hey, enjoy work. Don't be on there too long. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I had to call today off. I had to call this day off so I don't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who else we got in here. Come on now, we got the vet. Come on, my squad. Stephanie Garnett's in the building. Let's go. Nia's here. What's going on? We got the top vet in the house. Let's go, Derek Gaines. Let's go, brother. Thank you so much. My man Arthur's in the house. Let's go. Who else? I know it's gonna be tight today. Alib's in the house. Let's go. I know it's gonna be tight. This is short notice, but hey, we gonna make it work. And like I said, if you on the replay gang, ain't no shame in that either. Let's see. Angel, my man, what's going on, brother? Let's see. Oh, man, y'all coming in. Okay, I love it. Let's see. Country, what's going on? How are you? Let's see who else we got. Oh man, my man Big Bo's in the building. Yes, good to see you. Let's see. Cutie Pie, good to see you as well. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you. Let's see. Typical Trill, what's going on? Come on, we got the vet. Come on now. Kristen Pratt's in the building. Let's go. Thank you so much, ma'am. You already know I appreciate you too. Tasha's here. Good to see you. Who else? Latrell's here. Yes. My man Cedric's in the building. What's going on, G? Melody's here. Hello. Just did a interview with Melody. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. That was all about Recast T'Challa, and we got down with that. Man, Jay Farm, what's going on? Thank you so much for showing up. Shirley, how are you? Corletta, hello. Jagger, what is up? Let's see who else we got. I thought I saw somebody new. Did I see? Nope, but I did see Antoinette. What is going on, Antoinette? How are you, ma'am? I almost skipped you, Joy. I almost skipped you. My fault. What is going on? And let's see, Shauna's here. SJ Evans. Come on, we got the other vets in the building. Come on, Mod Squad, getting all up in here. Let's go. Okay, let's see. What do we got? All right, Jason Shine. What's going on? He man with the fresh boy. You looking. Hey, listen, I gotta take the wifey out for some special events later tonight. So I had to come a little prop. She likes the goat. I was trying to get the beard, but she likes the goat, and I gotta do, the wifey's preferences come first. So I had to get everything proper like, you know. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we got here. What else? Brian, let's go, Brian. Good to see you again. Another vet in the building. You went live just in time for my oil change. The vet is here, y'all. Yes, indeed. Oh, my man Chief. What up, bro? What up? Hey, I know it's special, it's impromptu. Listen, it was literally either go live early and make it shorter or nothing at all. And I was like, no, I at least have to give y'all something. So I had to do it. I had to do it, you know. And like I said, my apologies. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Jackie's seen this yet. Yeah, She Who Remains, she might come and cuss me out. He Who Runs Phase might come and cuss me out too. But it's okay. Listen, I need to give y'all something rather than nothing. So all right, we got a couple of topics. I'm going to try and go through the main stuff. We don't have as big of a lineup of topics that we normally do, but I did want to at least get to some of the juicier, fun stuff so that we can have a conversation. I believe the last time we talked about, well, no, I ain't going to get into that yet. I ain't going to get into that. Let's get to the first topic. We're just going to jump into this real quick. I see what y'all talking about. By the way, I will drop what I did for Mrs. E-Man hopefully next week. Y'all, I'll put it to you like this. She fell out. When I showed her my surprise, and I made it a video. When I showed her the video, she fell out. It's very similar. If you've seen on my channel what I did for my daughter, let me see if I got that. Let me see. So if you're new here and you don't know about what I did for my daughter, it was like a couple years ago, I think. Let me see. Is it still up? Yes, it is. Okay. If you go, hold on, let me switch over. Boom, right here. When Tom Holland helped me prank my daughter. If you go see that video, and it went, oh dang, 200K. Yeah. Hey, look, that thing went viral. If you see what I did with that, I did something similar to my wife. It's not on that same level, but I did something similar to shock and surprise her. So I'm not gonna tell you. I'll just say this. There were celebrities involved. It was pretty cool. We had a nice little party. I invited people over. We played a little guessing game and everything. Yeah, it was too much fun. She literally fell on the floor from shock. Just so, yes. I will definitely try and whip that up after this weekend and have y'all just join in on the celebration and the fun. But it was definitely it's always a pleasure for me to put a smile on her face whenever I can. So, all right, enough of that gushy, mushy stuff or whatever. Let's get to the first quick topic. We're just gonna go through the rapid fire stuff real fast. The Rock is back. Woo, man, y'all remember? I know y'all remember this because if you've been following all of my past videos, I've chronicled a lot of the things that have happened between The Rock and Vin Diesel. Y'all know that they've had a beef and stuff going back, oh my gosh, like almost a year now. So right now, the Rock kind of was interviewed again, and he doubled down. Because let's not forget, when Vin Diesel said that the cause of the beef, because okay, let me give you a quick rundown for those that don't know. There was beef on the set. The Rock went on Instagram, called out basically everybody. He basically was like, man, shout out to everybody else except for one person that was acting unprofessional. We later found out he was talking about Vin Diesel coming to set late, not being professional, right? So The Rock called him out. People interviewed Vin Diesel, and Vin Diesel was like, that was just some tough love. Whenever I get on set, I try to help my actors. And he was basically saying that he was helping out The Rock, because at the time when The Rock came on Fast and Furious 5, according to Vin Diesel, people only knew him for wrestling and not as an actor. So The Rock, when he heard about that, he just laughed. Like, he just laughed at the comment. But now he's kind of doubling down on this and kind of making it a little bit crystal clear. So when let's see, what did he say in his newest one? Okay, so they reminded him about the comments of what he said when he laughed. He said, one part of me feels like there's no way I would dignify any of that BS with an answer. He's talking about Vince's comments. I've been around the block a lot of times. Unlike Vin Diesel, whoa, I did not come from the world of theater. And I came up differently and was raised differently. He also goes on to say, and I came from a completely different culture and environment, and I go into every project giving it my all. And if I feel that there's some things that need to be squared away and handled and taken care of, then I do it. It's just that simple. So when I read Vin Diesel's comments, just like everybody else, I laughed. I laughed hard. We all laughed. And somewhere, I'm sure Fellini is laughing too. Yeah, so there was one more. Okay, so The Rock is kind of confessing, though. He's saying, I wanted to forego drama. I thought that that was the best thing to do for everybody, but that's not the one quote I wanted. Okay, so this was the real quote that he said here. Reflecting on what went down on set, Rock posted this message. It was as if every single crew member found their way to me and either quietly thanked me or sent me a note. The actor clarified that while nothing specific happened that day, that made him speak out, also admitting that I shouldn't have shared that because of his NDA. He insisted I meant what I said. So The Rock is basically out here saying like, yo, me and Vin Diesel are cut from a different cloth. We come from different backgrounds, okay? Vin Diesel came from theater. The Rock came, y'all know, from wrestling and all this other stuff, which to an extent is a different type of entertainment in theater too. But what I liked about this, what I thought was interesting about this, was the fact that Rock said that all these other cast and crew people started coming up to him, almost thanking him quietly while he was on the set of Fast and the Furious. What does that mean? That means, because keep in mind, Vin Diesel is a producer, so he's like one of the bosses on set. So it's sounding like a lot of people been putting up with whatever alleged BS that Vin Diesel was putting out there. A lot of people been dealing with it, and a lot of people sided with The Rock. At least this is according to him. This is according to him. Woo, man, that to me is funny. And as some of you might have known, The Rock has already gone out there and said that he is not coming back to the Fast and Furious franchise. So what do they got? We just did Fast 9, so they're gonna do Fast 10 Part 1 and then Fast 10 Part 2, and I think that's it. I don't know. I don't really care. But he's not coming back. So Hobbs and Shaw is still gonna happen. Spoiler alert. Shaw is still gonna show up in Fast and the Furious. He's still gonna, so Jason Statham, he's still gonna come back, but The Rock is done. The Rock is like, I'm done, I'm good. And to be honest, he really doesn't need the Fast franchise. The Rock can go make the worst movies and still make $1 billion in the box office because he's money like that. I mean, he's got Black Adam coming out with DC. He does not need them whatsoever. So that is that with that. The Rock is making it crystal clear that Vin Diesel's laughable BS comments he's done with it. And I don't know. So, I mean, y'all let me know. Are you Team Rock with this? Like, do you think Rock handled it the right way? Calling him out on Instagram? Maybe was there a better way? Do you think that maybe Vin Diesel was trying to just bring out the best in The Rock and maybe it was a huge misunderstanding? I don't know. I haven't heard any cast or crew coming out defending Vin Diesel either. This has been in the news for a minute. I ain't heard nobody come out and be like, no, Vin Diesel's cool. I'm just saying I haven't seen or heard that. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I ain't synced it. So I don't know. Let's see. What do we have here? My man Jordan Thomas, what's going on? Lunchtime? Hey, you already know. Enjoy the lunch. Hopefully, this is gonna be entertaining enough for you. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Shaw, what's going on? Blessings to the family. I'll catch a replay. All good, Shaw. No worries, no worries. Thank you so much. Kristen, don't be mean. Don't be mean. I mean, well, but don't be mean. Let's see. So that means they don't like Vin Diesel. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, if don't nobody come and defend you, I don't, that's never been a good sign, so yeah, I don't know. That is something. That is something. Let's see what we got. I think everybody's on Team Rock. I think, yeah. Okay. Yeah. They on Team Rock. Stop it, Chris. Stop it. Team Rock. Okay. All right. Let's get on to the next topic. I already told y'all I gotta hurry up. I can't milk it too much today. So let's see. We do have a quick announcement. This was actually announced. So Marvel is starting production on Secret Invasion. And this came straight from the man himself, Nick Fury, Sam Jackson on his Instagram. What did he say? Time to get back in the groove. Happy to be back on the attack. Hashtag Secret Invasion. F that snap. Back with a Fury. I love Sam Jackson. When I tell you I love Sam Jackson, he is so dope. Look at what does he got here? He's got a t-shirt of Nick Fury getting dusted. Listen, I want to have his t-shirt game. I'm telling you, I want to be just like Sam Jackson when I grow up. This dude is on point. But yes, it's just a quick announcement that Secret Invasion is coming. It is going to be something on Disney Plus. And let me tell you something. I have a very sneaky feeling that Secret Invasion is going to be wild. I mean, listen, we got all this multiverse stuff happening, right? Multiverse is cool. We got all that stuff going on. But Secret Invasion, they could make that a whole phase in itself. Phase 6 could be Secret Invasion. Phase 5, whatever. That's how big the Secret Invasion story arc in the comics was. And for some of y'all that don't know, basically the Secret Invasion was when the Skrulls, when they decided to come through, and y'all remember the Skrulls from Captain Marvel. So basically like an evil group of the Skrulls, they came through and they wanted to take over the world. They took over Earth. And when I tell you in the comics, the way that they did it, it was nuts. I mean, they replaced the Avengers. They replaced government people. Keep in mind, this is what their alien race does. They are bred to infiltrate other worlds, other communities, and assimilate and take over. That's just what they do. So it's definitely interesting that they are going to do this. Let's see. They said they were going to start production. And production for these shows really don't take that much time. Let me see. So Secret Invasion will debut on Disney Plus sometime in 2022. So 2022 is where this is going to hit. I think the very next show that we're going to get is actually Hawkeye. Hawkeye is coming to Disney Plus November 24th. So that is going to be something for us to look forward to as well. But man, when I tell you this could Secret Invasion, it might be it has the potential. Let me say this. It has the potential to be better than Loki. It has the potential to be, I think hands down, it'll be better than Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it could because here's the thing, it's dealing with espionage, right? You're doing a lot of spy games, a lot of misdirection and stuff. I just got the feeling that, especially if they get the action up and if they get some good co-stars to come in on it, it can tap into, I'm not going to say it's going to top it. It can tap into Captain America Winter Soldier vibes. The vibe. It can tap into that. So anyway, are you excited for it? Let me know how you feeling about Secret Invasion. I'm pretty sure this is going to connect with the Marvels, which is going to be the Captain Marvel movie. So let's see what happens with it and see where it goes. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Next topic. Okay, we're going to cross over to DC. And apparently, will the real Batman please stand up? So during an interview, the Batgirl directors, and they're the same directors that did the Bad Boys, the latest Bad Boys movie with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. They say that the real Batman will appear in the HBO Max Batgirl film. Interesting. Now, let's see. What did they say? Did they have a quote here? I think they said, let me see. I don't think they actually had anything major to say. But the thing is, a lot of people are speculating, what do you mean? What do you mean the real Batman is going to show up? Like, is it Robert Pattinson? Is it like Ben Affleck? Like, we don't know. Now, here's the thing. And we reported this a little while ago. J.K. Simmons is going to appear as Commissioner Gordon in the Batgirl movie, right? So this kind of sort of ties this into the Snyderverse, because that's when J.K. Simmons was Commissioner Gordon. Now, for some of y'all that don't know, DC is going to have the next movie, which is going to be The Flash. I'm sorry, no, it's going to be the Batman and then the Flash. I forget which one's coming out first. But in the Flash, he's going to break the multiverse. Barry, he always messing up timelines and all that. And while he does that, he's going to go and he's actually going to meet Michael Keaton's Batman. Ben Affleck is also going to be in that Flash movie as well. So keep in mind, the Flash that we got so far, he's also coming from the Snyderverse. So we don't know if this is DC's way of like breaking away from the Snyderverse. Maybe this is a way for him to for them to ditch Ben Affleck and everything associated. Not really sure. It's really difficult to know what they want to do. But I will say, at least when it comes to the comics, when it comes to the animated stuff, DC handles the multiverse extremely well. They've been doing even the TV shows are pretty good when it comes the Flash and the TV shows. They've been doing the multiverse for a minute now, and it's actually pretty decent and it's easy to follow. So, whether that translates to movies, I don't know, because that's the only real question mark right now. I mean, listen, DC, we know this. This is a common fact. This is a well-known, acceptable fact that DC crushes it when it comes to the live action or to the animated stuff. Matter of fact, make sure y'all go watch that Injustice. That Injustice. Bueno. Mwah. Oh my gosh. That Injustice. Listen, if you have not seen it, they just dropped an Injustice movie. Man, DC applying pressure. That they are killing it. They are killing it. But in regards to the actual story that I was supposed to talk about, which Batman is going to show up? I don't know. I mean, it could be Ben Affleck's. He is kind of in that universe already. But then again, I don't think it's going to be Robert Pattinson because supposedly he's going to be in a different universe. Like his Batman, his everything is in a whole different universe. So maybe they keep that secret or separate. But I got a feeling that it's going to be Michael Keaton, because when Michael Keaton was originally announced to show up in this, in the Flash movie, they said that he was going to have kind of like a Nick Fury type of role where he was just going across and like recruiting people. So Maybe that's what they gonna do. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe, at the end of Batgirl, Michael Keaton shows up and he's like, yo, I need your help. Come on with me. We will have to wait and see. So let me know who y'all think is going to show up. Is it Michael Keaton's Batman? Maybe it's Ben Affleck's. Maybe it's a different one. I don't know. Let me grab these comments real quick before before YouTube makes them disappear. My man, just for opinion reviews, what in the multiverse is going on? Secret invasion rules. Man, listen, we just here. We doing a little impromptu live. I'm gonna be out, so I had to do this now. It was this or nothing. It was this or nothing. But thank you, brother, for the contribution. Y'all make sure to go follow my man, Just My Opinion Reviews. You will definitely get some good reviews, some panels with great guests on there to talk about these things as well. Y'all make sure y'all go support him and go follow Just My Opinion Reviews on YouTube as well, please and thank you. Who else we got? Here? Let's see. My man Derek Gaines. Let's go. Michael Keaton is the real Batman. Let me tell you something. He is my yes. Like that's the first Batman I've ever encountered. That I had the toy, I had the car. I went to McDonald's, got all them little Happy Meal toys too. Like, and I already told y'all when I'm playing what Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, just any of them, I'm Batman. I'm saving Gotham. That's the way that works. That's it. Ain't no question about it. Okay. So yes, I am totally down with Michael Keaton being the real Batman. I got no problems with that. I got no problem whatsoever. Let's see. Now I don't even want to put no shade on the other Batmans. Like, I do like Ben Affleck's Batman as well. I just kind of wish it was just handled a little bit better, but I think his Batman had a lot of potential. But I don't care. Even if he's old, give me Michael Keaton's Batman. Like, that's just the Batman I grew up with. That's the Batman I want to see. Let's see. All right, let's go. Oh. We do have a bit of a no, hold on. No, we gotta talk about this first. All right. There's no way. Now I'm gonna work on the review, but there's no way I was gonna let this pass without helping y'all, because I have one job and I hate it when I fail at this job, and that is to help y'all whenever. I got into doing movie reviews and stuff, and like one of the very first things I always said was like, I'm here to help you spend your time and money wisely. I just got done watching Halloween Kills. I don't know why this movie exists. I don't know why we have this movie. I don't know why they made this a trilogy. This movie is in theaters and it's on Peacock. So, red flag. How many times have I not told y'all so many flags? I told y'all. Let me tell you something. I didn't get the screener for this for a minute. I ain't see no real press for this. Red flags. Okay. It's out now. You can go watch it. If you got Peacock, if you got a Xfinity or whatever it is, you can watch it. I think it's all included, whatever. You can watch it if you want to. If you want to, I don't know why they made this movie. I don't know. It looks like a TV movie. It looks like something that came on at 3:00 in the morning on some bootleg cable network channel. Just production wise, it looks bad. Production wise, I am so sad that Jamie Lee Curtis decided to get on this, because she's better than that. She's better than this. Whatever they made her do, they must have paid her a good amount of money. I don't know why this movie exists. Like, seriously, it does nothing for the grander Halloween franchise. Now, the last Halloween movie was not bad. I actually liked the last one. The last one was good. And I was kind of like, okay, cool. Like, this is, something to kind of reinvent them. I think it picked up from like the Halloween 2, because the whole franchise is all messy or whatever. The last one was actually pretty good. It pushed the story forward. It added some more stuff in there. This one, I was like, what? You added nothing to the story. They added one thing at the very end, and I didn't even care about it. It didn't even matter. I was like, y'all did that? All right, whatever. Like, whatever. Like, everybody in this movie is stupid. They're all dumb. Everybody. You not walking up to me going 0.0002 miles an hour with a machete knife and think you finna stab me. I will outwalk you. Michael Myers ain't sprinting after nobody. He's not like Freddy Krueger coming in your dreams. My man don't even skip. He don't even frolic. He go at a slow pace coming for you. Like, move. I'm just sitting there, every character, I'm like, move. Move. I ain't even telling you to run. Walk that way. And they just be sitting there like, ah! 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 When I say I was about to just change the channel, the only thing this movie has going for it is the fact that it's bloodier, it's gorier. The writing is terrible. The writing is terrible. If these mofos say evil dies tonight one more time, oh my God. Ah! Have fun with this movie if y'all want. Y'all know I don't tell y'all. If you want to go see this movie, go see this movie. It's not going to be, y'all not getting a strong recommendation from me. That's all I'm saying. You ain't getting no strong recommendation from me with this. I don't know when I'm going to do this review. But I needed to at least warn y'all first. This ain't my cup of tea. Not this movie. Like I said, it didn't add nothing to the story. It's just there. It's just a movie of Michael killing people. That's it. Like, at least the other movies, yeah, Michael kills people, but there was a story behind it. Like, oh man, we learned more about his past, or oh man, we learned more about this other connection, or oh man, we learned about like the mystery behind this. Like, at least there was that. It's all made for TV movie, and y'all asking people for theater money for this? Yuck. Ugh. Just I can't do it. I can't let y'all go out there just blind like that. Just What's going on, Tony? Maybe pre-filmed Adam West or Val Kilmer. Listen, I give Adam West his due, rest in peace. I missed the boat with that Batman. Val Kilmer, I actually liked him. I thought Val Kilmer was cool. Now, granted, I was also a kid, so I thought everybody in a cape and cowl was cool. But shout out to Val Kilmer too, for sure. Thank you so much, Tony. Let me get this other comment here. Let's see, Latrell, what's going on? I seen it last night. E-Man, this movie is garbage. For real. And the ending pissed me off for real. Listen, hot trash. It's not garbage, it's garbage. Okay, straight garbage. Woo, man, that movie. Yuck. What's that, Pusha T? Ugh. Yeah. No, thank you. I can't. I don't want to do this no more with this movie. You know what? What's so wild? It's so wild because I was watching this on Peacock. When you get done watching a movie on Peacock, they give you recommendations, right? They tell you like the movies that you should watch right after. Like, if you like this, you'll like this. You know what came up right after that? Freddy versus Jason. Let me tell you something. Halloween Kills was so bad. I watched Freddy versus Jason right after and had a better time. And when I tell you Freddy versus Jason is a bad movie, it is so bad. But I started to realize something. Freddy versus Jason came out in like 2003. So high school-ish for me, college, very early, right? So I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I remember Freddy versus Jason being so bad because there was all this hype going into it. We was like, oh my gosh, we got like it was supposed to be like Godzilla versus Kong, right? Like it should have been that big, but the writing was cheesy, it was bad, whatever. But I think it was because we was going into Freddy versus Jason anticipating like an actual horror. If you go into Freddy versus Jason and think of it like a comedy, it is hilarious. Oh my God, Kelly Rowland. I almost forgot all the jokes in there. I don't know how many times they say the B word in that movie, but it is too funny. When Kelly Rowland came on there and she was like, hey, Freddy, you want a piece of this? What's up, Freddy? And he was like, oh, dark meat. Freddy was wilding. Oh my God, Freddy was wilding. Freddy, I'm sorry. I don't even care about Halloween Kills no more. I'll just tell you to go watch Freddy versus Jason. Like you will have a better time watching that than this. Oh my God, that was too funny. Oh my God. Please go watch Freddy versus Jason again. Oh, that movie's too funny now. Too funny. I don't even know why we talk about it. I'm sorry. My fault. I drifted off. I drifted off. Dion, what's going on? Check out Dope Sick on Hulu. I've been hearing some things about that. I think the subject matter might be triggering, but it's really good. Hey, thanks, Dion. I'm gonna check that out because some people, I've been seeing people talk about it. It looks like it has a really good cast too. So yes, I will go check that out. Thank you so much. Oh, my homie Antoinette, thank you so much. Are you saying the umpteenth version of Halloween is no good? Get out of town, she says sarcastically. They need to stop. Yes, they do. I'm just saying this movie did nothing. Nothing. Oh my God. Like, if y'all don't just kill. I'm starting to believe that Michael Myers is really just John Wick in the future when he goes crazy. Because the stuff they had Michael Myers doing, I'm like, ain't no way you knew how to do all that. When you learn how to do, get out of here, man. Antoinette, yes, we on the same page. We on the same page. Oh my goodness. My man John Robeson. In Secret Invasion, do you think they're gonna introduce Sword? Do you think Monica Rambeau be up there? So they kind of already did introduce Sword. Sword already does exist thanks to what we saw in WandaVision, but I do think that it will, if you're referring to what we saw at the end of Far From Home, where he was in space working with the Skrulls and stuff, I do think that we will see more of that. We'll see like what happened after he got snapped, when he came back, when him and Talos were like doing they switch offs and stuff. So I do think we'll get more of that. And I do think that Monica Rambeau will show up. It hasn't been confirmed, but this is like one of her biggest connections to the MCU until they actually give her her own movie, if they do at all. But yes, I do think it'll connect one way or another, and we'll see her there. Thank you so much, brother, for that. Oh man, see, I'll be having so much fun with y'all. I gotta hurry up and get to these last topics. All right, Derek Gaines, what's going on? Speaking of evil, have you seen the season finale? No, I have not. Don't ruin nothing. I am going to watch it. I can't watch it this weekend, but I'm gonna try and watch it next weekend. Don't ruin it. I cannot wait to see it. I'm in there. Don't you worry. I'm in there. Thank you so much, brother. Let's see. The talented one for Mrs. E-Man's account only. Forget your channel. Forget your channel. Rick James. Okay, sorry, not sorry. Happy birthday, Mrs. E-Man. Get off this live. Listen, I'm about to get off. I got 20 minutes left. I'm about to get off soon. Don't worry. I'm gonna send that to her. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Okay. Let me get to this because that Halloween thing done got me all I don't want to deal with that no more. All right, y'all remember y'all girl Shuri? She was back in the news. Last week we reported about this. Basically, the Hollywood Reporter, and they're a pretty credible source. The Hollywood Reporter had basically came out and said that Letitia Wright, aka Shuri in the Black Panther franchise, that she had been on set spreading anti-vaccine views, right? So whatever her views were about it. Now you can go check out my last live for a recap on what happened with that situation. However, she has posted on her own Instagram actually, and it was a pretty long and lengthy thing, basically debunking, and she's going against this report. Let's see, I'll just read a little bit of it. It saddens me to have to address the reports published by the Hollywood Reporter. The report spoke about my conduct on the set of Black Panther 2. I honestly assert that this was completely untrue. Anyone who knows me or has worked with me knows that I work incredibly hard at my craft, and my main focus is always to do work that's impactful and inspiring. That has been and will continue to be my only focus. And then she goes into some prayers and some Bible verses and so on and so forth. So, hey, it is what it is. She is denying this. She's basically saying it's not true. Now, I will say, and I didn't go looking for this news. Sometimes like things come to me, like people just hit me up randomly. And from a source that I actually trust, they did actually confirm that this report was not true. In terms of, it was not true that she was on set talking about anti-vax this or that. So I will believe that, because I've heard it from multiple sources outside of just her, outside of anything else. So I'm gonna kind of roll with that, because I was sitting here thinking, I was like, yo, you about to have like this lead role, they're gonna prop you up as the new Black Panther, whatever. You need to like not mess up your bag. Like, don't mess up this opportunity, because you don't get a lead. I'm not gonna go into it, but I've said a leading role in Marvel on a big blockbuster movie, it does wonders for careers. It does wonders for representation. It's a big deal. You don't want to go messing that up with your personal views at work. So again, we already talked about this in the last live. Go check that out if you want my further thoughts on it. But I did want to at least, be fair. And, she said it wasn't true. I've had a third party source confirm that it also was not true. I'm good with that. So there's that that we have. Let's go. We can stick with Marvel for now. In case you haven't heard, we now have an Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock has been cast. That is going to be Will Poulter, who is going to play the character, and this is going to be an Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So in case if you forgot, Adam Warlock was teased in the post-credit scene of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But now he has finally been cast. We've been hearing about this for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, they've been looking for them. What did they say? Sources say Gunn and James Gunn and execs began their lengthy search for the person who'll be playing Adam Warlock at the end of August, with Poulter meeting along with several other actors for the coveted part. Let's see. They took their time, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So in case if you're new to Will Poulter, he's actually a pretty good actor. If you haven't seen him, two things I would recommend would be The Revenant. He was in The Revenant, and Detroit, the movie Detroit. Actually, I had a chance to meet him because he came out to Chicago for The Revenant one time. So I did get a chance to meet him. When I tell you, my man is super cool, like super humble, super cool. He stayed, took pictures with everybody there, made sure to talk to everybody. Just a very, very down to earth, cool guy. So he gets my respect all day with that. But it's kind of funny that they cast him, because for a long time people were sitting here thinking that it was going to be Zac Efron that was going to be cast as Adam Warlock. Like, that was the fan casting, right? Because Adam Warlock supposedly was supposed to be the most beautiful, the most perfect being in the universe and all that. So people was like, oh, Zac Efron, he should do that. But my thing is like, Will Poulter can act. Like, my man can act. Might be a little bit better actor than Efron, maybe. But the funniest thing to me, and y'all confirm this for me if you like, look at this. I feel like Will Poulter has the easiest face to draw. He ain't got no real definitive features. Like, he is the perfect canvas to look like almost anybody. If you just put a little makeup on him, if you do a little something, like look at this comic picture side by side with him. Tell me if you don't put a little eye makeup on him, he don't look exactly like that comic version. That's all. I just want to throw that out there. I just think he's the perfect cast because he can look like anybody. Like, I can't even draw, but I bet you I could draw Will Poulter. I don't know. That's no shade to him or nothing. Shout out for being, generic canvases. Like, it just means you're a chameleon. You could be whoever you want to be. Let's see who we got here. Antoinette, thank you so much, ma'am. I like Will Poulter. Like you said, he's a good actor. The crazies on Twitter were saying he was not handsome enough. Man, whatever, he'll be fine. And look, let's not forget what happens to almost everybody in Marvel. They probably gonna have this man on some boiled chicken and broccoli and oats diet. He probably gonna come out with like some soup. He probably gonna come out looking like, Steve Rogers, when Captain America. I guarantee you, if this man come out with a swole 6-pack and everything, you're not gonna hear none of that. Everybody gonna be like, oh, well, maybe he's not that bad at all. Maybe this can actually work. I can see it now. Listen, I've told y'all this as well. I said this from the jump. Fans usually get things wrong when it comes to casting until they see it. It's not until fans see things that they usually believe it. Unless you in there watching every movie and paying attention to acting and looking at all the possibilities, most fans don't really have a good sense of what things could be until they see it. So if people are, trash talking my man Will, I guarantee you they will flip it once you see him in costume. Maybe if he adds some muscle, I think all of that noise is going to die out as it usually does. But let me know, how are you feeling about Will Poulter as Adam Warlock? Does this make you a little bit more excited for Guardians Volume 3? I gotta hurry up. I got 2 big topics. I did want to talk about this a little bit more. What time is it? Okay. No, my daughter ain't calling me yet. I gotta go pick up my kid in a little bit. So I'm gonna try and get to these. What else? Oh man. All right. Well, is Spider-Man gonna come to an end? Yeah, so recently Spider-Man Tom Holland has said that he describes the newest movie No Way Home as the end of a franchise. This is what he said in the interview. We were all treating No Way Home as the end of a franchise, let's say. I think if we were lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'd be seeing a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy. We would give it some time, try to build something different, and totally change the films. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But we were definitely treating No Way Home like it was coming to an end, and it felt like it. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else really on there. So this story, it's really funny that this came out because I saw some articles that were some outlets were taking what he just said right there, and they completely spun it and was like, is Tom Holland quitting? Is it over for him as Spider-Man? And I'm like, okay, first of all, slow down. He ain't even say none of that in any of this, okay? But I've told you guys about my thoughts and my theories on Spider-Man No Way Home. I already dropped the theory with Doctor Strange and everything. And at the end of the theory, I kind of explained all the extracurricular stuff going on with the business that actually, I believe this quote proves what I was saying. So what did I say? I basically talked about how Marvel and Sony have their deal. Marvel comes in, they produce the movies, Sony collects the checks, Marvel collects the other checks on the back end with the merchandise. That's their mutual partnership, right? And this last movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, was supposed to be the final movie, but where both studios are working together. What does that mean? That means Marvel is going to make this movie in a way, especially if you've seen the post-credit scene for Venom. Marvel's going to make this a handoff to Sony. They're going to be like, all right, thanks for letting us have Spider-Man in our movies. Thanks for letting us play around with him and build our stuff up. Here you go. Here's Spider-Man back to you. We are going to basically conveniently and nicely escort him out of the MCU. This is one of the reasons why I'm not as excited for Spider-Man No Way Home in terms of what it's going to do for the MCU. Because Spider-Man No Way Home, at least for now, I don't believe it has any real impact on the larger MCU because it ain't going in that direction. It seems more like the direction it's going in is to help Sony amplify Spider-Man elsewhere. So it's like, all right, there y'all go. There you do what you got to do. That enables Sony to play in their own little multiverse sandbox of Spider-Man and his characters. So when you see the next Spider-Man movie after this, whether it's Venom or whatever, don't expect to see or hear anything about Tony Stark. Don't expect to hear anything about Doctor Strange because that's no longer, they're not playing together no more. So Spider-Man, I believe, is going to be out of the MCU. He is not going to be connected with Marvel Studios anymore. He's going to live in the multiverse, which Sony calls their Sony Spider-Man universe. So I think that's what Tom Holland is alluding to in his comments where he says we're treating it like the end. Because you have to think about it like this. Tom Holland, when he did Homecoming, Far From Home, and now No Way Home, it was all with the same director. It was all with the same cast. It was all with the same crew. And guess what? All of that cast, crew, and all that came from Marvel Studios. So now, and by the way, the director for Marvel's for Spider-Man, he's going to be directing Fantastic Four. So whatever other Spider-Man movie that they do, that Sony does on their own, that's going to be with a different director. It's going to have a different feel, a different look. Now, is Sony going to go tap back into the early 2000s to the early Sam Raimi movies that really blew up, comic book movies? Or are they going to kind of tap back into the Amazing Spider-Man where, by the way, they ignored the notes and recommendations of Kevin Feige to make that movie better? That's according to the Sony email leaks that happened. Kevin Feige sat there and was like, hey, y'all need to do this with Spider-Man. Hey, don't go do this with his parents. Hey, do this, do this, do this. Sony ignored everything, and we got Amazing Spider-Man 2. Andrew Garfield. That boo-boo Electro with Jamie Foxx. That's what we got when Sony ignored what Kevin Feige gave them. Free advice. That's how much Kevin Feige loves Spider-Man and Marvel. He was like, yo, I give y'all free game. I'm giving y'all free game. They ignored all of it. This is one of the many reasons I have trust issues with Sony. Because I'm like, yo, Marvel out here building empires. They gave you free game, and you was like, nah, we got this. Nah, we know what we're doing. All right, cool. All right, whatever you say. Okay. So yeah, that is that is going to be something that they are going to try and do. But when I think about this as the end of a franchise, I'm thinking that's the case. I think it's going to be interesting. Now, what will really be interesting is if Tom Holland steps away. If he steps out and he's like, all right, I'm done with this after No Way Home, y'all go find another Spider-Man. Wow. That is going to be interesting. Why? Because now you're going to have to regain the audience's trust. you're going to have to refamiliarize people with Spider-Man. Maybe you're going to have to explain how come Spider-Man look different and everybody else don't. Woo, man. Let me tell you something. If Tom Holland wanted to throw a wrench in Sony's plans, all he had to do was be like, I'm done. Peace. Yeah, y'all could try and do that multiverse stuff. Let's see how that work out for you. Ooh, that would be, oh man. I don't think he's gonna do that personally. I don't think he will, but wouldn't if it happened, I just think that'd be something interesting. Let me get this question real quick. My man John Robinson back at it. Do you think Captain Marvel is gonna cameo in Secret Invasion? I don't think so. Only because like she's more of a bigger star. She got her own solo movies. I don't really see her coming in. We haven't really seen big name actors coming into these Disney Plus shows. The Disney Plus shows are there for the supporting characters. So, I mean, we ain't see Doctor Strange show up in WandaVision. We didn't see Chris Hemsworth, Thor, show up in Loki. We didn't see Chris Evans show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I would not bank on Captain Marvel showing up in Secret Invasion. I just don't think that they would do that. And Marvel probably wouldn't, only because you're going to have to pay her. You're going to have to pay her at that point. And that's a lot of money for the bigger movie stars. The smaller supporting actors, not so big of a deal. All right, let's get to the final topic. And I am getting very close to the end because I got to go. Wow, y'all. Woo, this just keeps on going. We talked about this last week with the whole Chappelle show on Netflix. Whew, man, this has gotten juicy. This has gotten interesting. I told y'all I was gonna get canceled. I think like 2 people canceled me on the comments. I don't really care. That's fine. I mean, look, I will always be as honest as possible. When I am wrong, I will always admit when I'm wrong. When I learn new information, I will change my mind. I will hold myself accountable when I mess up. That's always going to be there, right? Because I'm human, But it was just so funny how like some people would go on the previous Dave Chappelle video that I made and they just be like, you're being unreasonable and this and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like why are you acting like the people Dave Chappelle was like criticizing? Like, chill out, like we can have a conversation. But anyway, whatever. Just as a follow-up. All right, let me give y'all like kind of like more of what happened after this Netflix special came out. So Netflix ended up suspending some employees, some of them including some trans employees who spoke out against Dave Chappelle's special over attending a meeting without permission. So Netflix came out and said it is absolutely untrue to say that we have suspended any employees for tweeting about this show. Our employees are encouraged to openly disagree, and we support their right to do so. So the way the story goes is that basically Netflix was, the people in the execs, they had a meeting. They were just having a meeting. And then out of nowhere, these employees, some of them were in the LGBTQ, some weren't, just these employees that disagreed with Netflix keeping the comedy special on, they barged in and they came and interrupted the meeting to voice their opinions. So Netflix suspended them. But what needs to be understood here, Netflix did not suspend them because of their views. Netflix suspended them because of their actions. Those are 2 different things, which means Netflix has no problem if you feel differently. I would assume Netflix also does not have a problem if you want to protest against whatever certain decisions that they make. With any protest, right? Even if, I don't care if you're protesting in the street, if you're protesting at a building, whatever, there are rules on how to do that, right? I can't go protest in your particular house, right? Because that's your house. It's private property. But I could protest standing on the sidewalk because that's public property, right? So there are differences and, things. So I'm assuming, so I don't like the way people are misconstruing this news by saying that like Netflix just, because these people are trans, because these people disagreed, they got suspended. That is so misleading. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help because now you trying to like make Netflix look worse. And I'm not trying to cape for Netflix. Netflix has some issues. They do some good, they do some bad, and I call them out either time. But you trying to make Netflix look like like they're transphobic or that they're bigoted or whatever, when that's not for that specific case. That's not it. So Netflix has already said that that's not true. They let's see. Now they did kind of come out. The CEO had came out at that time and said that Chappelle is one of the most popular stand-up comedians today, and we have a long-standing deal with him. As with our other talent, we work hard to support their creative freedom. And even though this means there will always be content on Netflix that some people believe is harmful, like Cuties, 365 Days, 13 Reasons Why, My Unorthodox Life, and so on. So basically, Netflix, listen, let me give you the quick translation of that. Netflix was like, Dave Chappelle makes us money, and we know where the money resides. That's what it is. That's what they initially said, was that Dave Chappelle makes us a lot of money. We don't want to mess this up. We know he's going to bring in the numbers. Now, they also go on to say some more about this, but before we get into what they actually say, I just want to make sure that we understand the difference between allowing people to have their opinions and going about voicing your opinions however you want. You can have your opinion, but you should not have the expectation that you can do it however you want without consequence. I know, for example, if I go kicking down the door of the mayor's building or whatever, even if I'm protesting something horrific and terrible, I'm going to get arrested because that's not the right way to go about it. It's illegal. So I'm pretty sure some of these employees went about it the wrong way. They got suspended, probably in their handbook, probably something that they agreed to. Either way, I just don't think they handled voicing their disagreement the right way. Netflix has already come out, even on their with their public memo, saying that we don't have a problem with any of them of the staff or employees having a disagreement. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that we really understand the difference between the two. There was another, a follow-up after that. So the employees and allies at Netflix, they plan to walk out in protest of Dave Chappelle's show. Now, this is better. You see what I'm saying? Because this is a way nobody's going to, well, at least I don't think it is, unless it's in their handbook or whatever. But this doing a walkout is a whole lot different than just kicking the door open in the middle of a meeting and being like voicing your opinion. That's a whole different thing. Your voice is being heard. Maybe you could maybe you're doing this on your lunch break, but the thing is, it's a demonstration. You're letting your opinion be heard and felt. And I think that's productive because that's, at the end of the day, that's what you want. What you want is to be heard. And I do believe that the LGBTQ employees or whoever sided with them, they should be heard. All those opinions should be heard and taken into deep consideration for sure. So I do like that. Let's see. One of the employees had said that our leadership, Netflix, has shown us that they do not uphold the values for which we are held. And that is fair. That is fair. Listen, it is okay for them to do that. Matter of fact, let me see. Yeah, so on their company Slack channel, it looks like the employees were basically encouraging other employees to come on out and to also join in on that as well with the walkout and all. So that was something that they wanted to do. I fully support protest. That's fine. As long as you do it peacefully, you do it in a way that can get you heard. That's fine with me. I got no issue with that whatsoever. But with all of that said, Netflix came back and doubled down on their previous stance already. He says that the CEO here, the co-CEO, said that the content doesn't directly translate to real world harm. Now, this is interesting. He says that we know that a number of you have been left angry, disappointed, and hurt by our decision to put Dave Chappelle's latest special on Netflix. With the closer, we understand that the concern is not about offensive to some content, but titles which could increase real world harm, such as further marginalizing already marginalized groups, hate, violence, etc. Last year, we heard similar concerns about the movie 365 Days and violence against women. While some employees disagree, we have a strong belief that content on screen doesn't directly translate to real world harm. Now, this is something else interesting he said too. The strongest evidence to support this is that violence on screens has grown hugely over the last 30 years, especially with first-party shooter video games. And yet, violent crime has fallen significantly in many countries. Adults can watch violence, assault, and abuse, or enjoy shocking stand-up comedy without it causing harm to others. Now, this is where I have to say that I was more interested in this. Now, I already said, and I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a second. Just hold on for 1 second. As I told you earlier on, I don't have a problem correcting myself, holding myself accountable, etc., etc. There were some things I said in the last video with Chappelle and stuff that honestly I was not aware of, right? So, for example, I was not aware of what turf really meant. So Dave Chappelle said that he's team turf, this and that. What I was going off of, because it was the first time I ever heard of turf, was what Dave Chappelle's very narrow definition of the term was. All he was basically saying, the way I took turf, was cis women naturally born as women, should be heard, that their voices and perspectives should be considered. I agreed with that. I had no problem with that. I'm not going out saying I'm team turf. I'm just saying I saw no fault with that. However, it was brought to my attention that that turf is even more hateful and bigoted than the way Dave had shaped it out to be. So with that, I was like, oh, if y'all out here to, like, promoting hatred, and if you're promoting violence and stuff like that, I can't get down with that. So I am not team turf in that sense. I got no problem saying that, because for me, I don't have a problem if somebody is making a controversial statement or if you're putting up content, as long as it does not translate to real world harm. Let me give you an example. I don't believe, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, and maybe we'll have to see if that pans out. But for now, I don't believe that, actually, let me give you a little context first. I actually went back and listened to the trans community. There was a video, I'll try and post it later for y'all. There's a video of a YouTuber who is trans, and they wanted to basically give their thoughts on the issues with Dave Chappelle's stand-up. I watched all 50 minutes of it. Totally understood every single point. I watched more interviews. There was an interview on CNN where you had people in the LGBTQ community that led groups that they were talking about this. I watched Roland Martin. He interviewed black folks that are in the LGBT community that were talking about the harm of his jokes. So there were all these different opinions. I'm like, yo, let me feed myself with the other perspective, because you don't want to just have confirmation bias and only listen to things that agree with you. You got to listen to all the different sides to really make an informed opinion. So I went and listened to all of that. And the one thing that I took away the most as being the most concerning for that, for the group, the LGBTQ group, was that, man, those jokes that he does, it normalizes basically the harm, the actual real world harm that happens to people in the LGBTQ community. What does that mean? So basically, when Dave is out here talking about he had a fight with a lesbian and stuff like that, that normalizes, devaluing other women that, are not gender conforming or whatever. And it normalizes causing harm to them. Now, in my opinion, and again, I could be wrong, I'm not basing this as a fact, But judging on what I've seen, my observation in comments online, on just all over the internet, I have not seen or heard anyone watch Dave Chappelle's The Closer and be like, let's go beat up some lesbians. Let's go beat up some trans. I don't hear that sentiment. I don't see that being reciprocated by people normalizing what he was doing as jokes. That does not mean, and I'm going to say this slowly for people, that does not mean that his jokes were any less offensive to the people that took offense to it. I've already told y'all very clearly, if you want to hold Dave Chappelle accountable, if you want to criticize him for what he was doing, you have every right to do that, and you should do that. Let me say that again, because, man, I'll tell you, some people just don't listen. Criticize Dave Chappelle all you want. Please, you have that God-given right. If you're angry with him, be angry with him. That's fine. You're entitled to your feelings. At the same time, Dave Chappelle had a larger point that he was putting out. And his larger point was talking about the basically pitting two marginalized groups, black folks in the LGBTQ community, the white portion more likely, against one another. That was the thing that was his larger point. And he did intentionally, even if it was tasteless and maybe not as funny, he intentionally made those jokes as offensive as possible to prove his point. You don't have to agree with his method. You don't have to even like it. I'm just saying that's what he was doing. That doesn't mean, again, in my opinion, that people are going to look at his jokes and take that and be like, okay, because Dave Chappelle said it, I'm going to therefore go out and do some bad things. I don't think that happens. The one reason why I really kind of don't feel that that's the case is because, and I won't get into politics, but I'll just say when a certain political figure would make certain dehumanizing jokes about certain groups of people, we did see that rise up. There was a correlation, at least, in the rise in hate crimes during that time. So I think it's very different. And again, I'm just going off of the real life stats. I think it's very different when a comedian says something offensive, because people take that, they don't take it, seriously like that. When a comedian says it versus someone with a person of like authority and a similar platform, like a political figure, saying jokes or whatever about groups of people, and then next thing you know, their followers actually go out and do that stuff. So I don't see that happening. So to me, I'm like, when a political figure says these things, that's harmful. When a comedian does it, it can do harm, but I don't think it's the same level of harm. That's why I say it should still be criticized. You should still hold them accountable so people can be aware that, yeah, what you're saying is problematic, but I don't think it carries the same level of threat as if a real life political figure or someone of authority goes out and says that stuff. So that's kind of what the CEO was talking about here from Netflix. Because they had a movie that came out. It was called 365 Days. It was basically about this dude abusing this woman. It was very, very adult. So if you watch the trailer, you'll kind of know what's going on with it. And they're basically saying that, like, yo, we had these controversial things out there before, and it didn't translate to any real life harm. So what's the difference? If those things didn't do it, why would Dave Chappelle's comedy thing do it? I don't know. I mean, the one thing I'll say, though, at least for Netflix, is let me see. Wait, was there something else? Okay. There was nothing else. So despite what Netflix is saying, I do want to make it very clear that people should not take the harm of marginalized groups for granted, right? Like, just because they're jokes doesn't make them less harmful. It doesn't mean that other people's feelings are not going to get hurt, or because you're talking about things that actually happen to real life people. Like, there are trans people that really do get just beat up just for who they are, just for who they are. And that's not something that's funny. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that we need to like completely ignore either. But this is a very, very complicated and layered issue. And I think Dave Chappelle was going into it fully knowing that. That's why he said, y'all can't cancel me because I'm the one that canceled myself. I walked out of $50 million because I didn't want to deal with that stuff. So he's uncancelable, but that doesn't mean he's above reproach. So I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, have your opinions, express what you got to express. Basically, also be as informed as possible. I preach that all the time for everybody. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. Please try not to police other people's opinions. If you disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, if no real harm is happening to people, I hope that we can then get to an actual conversation about what the point of his jokes actually were, what his routine was. I'm not gonna sit here and say that was the funniest stand-up he did, because he's done better. But I also don't want to lose the importance between what he strove for at the end. Let's not forget what he said at the very end. He said, I'm not gonna do any more jokes about the community until we can laugh together. And I think that was very important. I think, yes, he went overboard with some jokes intentionally to prove his point. But I think at the very end, what we should strive for is to laugh together. We all should be able to laugh together. When he's making jokes about slavery and black folks and being on drugs and stuff, I'm laughing with him. I could take offense. I'm laughing with him. When he's making fun of like women, or if he's making fun of white people and stuff, I'm laughing with him, because he's trying to get another point across. Again, this is not a competition for who has the most oppression. It shouldn't be, but we all do need to be heard one way or another. All right, I'm done preaching. I'm sorry. Let me get these comments and then I gotta bounce. But let's see. Will, my man, let's see. E-Man, I finally got to a live. I've been replay gang since 2018. I think, I'm a vet. Yes, you definitely a vet. Thank you, Will. Anyways, big fan. Keep doing what you do. Appreciate you, Will, so much. Let's see. To be or not to be, let's go. Dave was right. Like Coach. Oh man, look at Coach Group. Yeah, hey. That's an interesting example. I'll just say that's an interesting example, because then nobody blinked when he sat here and said some racist stuff, but it's something that should not be ignored. And I do think we need to have more constructive conversations on both sides. I think both sides need to be heard. Both sides need to have a lot more constructive conversation. So if you didn't get nothing from what I just said, if you just immediately offended, if you are immediately agreeing, all I'm saying at the end of the day, you should be heard. We need to talk so we all can laugh together and have a mutual understanding. And I'm just going to replay that segment for anybody that comes on these videos and tries to argue with me. If you can't agree to just that, to being heard and being understood on both sides and having conversations and laughing together, get off the channel. Like, seriously, like you're not being reasonable if you can't even agree to that. Okay, let's go. Sweet, let's go. Hey, man, I love your quick opinion on Malignant. Trash. I thought it was interesting and different. It was the end. The end was trash. Don't like it. If you want, go to themovieblog.com. I did post my review on there. I didn't like it. I was very, very disappointed in it. So that's my quick opinion. Thank you so much. Let's see. I gotta hurry up. I gotta go get my kid. Derek Gaines, what's going on? Let's see. When Dave told the story of the baby, which I've never heard of, I saw what he was talking about. If BLM had the same energy of other cultures, I think things would change. It's possible. By the way, he took that whole story out of context. Like he didn't even mention how the baby was fighting in self-defense. That's why no one canceled him at the time. It was because I'm just saying, Dave used a bad example. There were probably other examples he could have used, but the baby was fighting in self-defense as someone was trying to rob him, and that's how he killed somebody. That's why nobody argues against self-defense. So it was just a bad example on Dave's part. But thank you so much, Derek. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh my God. First of all, I'm going so fast. I didn't even see how much. Will, thank you so much. Listen, when I tell you I'm trying to go through these 49, bro. Thank you, Will, so much. Oh my gosh, I didn't I didn't even look at the dollars. I be so focused on y'all comments and stuff. I don't even be looking at that all the time. Let's see. Thank you so much. Who else? I saw one other last one. Okay, my man Anthony White from the movie blog. Y'all check him out. See, Dave Chappelle tried to emphasize that people listen to his commentary on issues affecting Black communities by talking about other groups. Yes, indeed. That is very true. That is a point. He does this very intentionally, and hopefully again, we just come to a point where we can listen, but thank you so much for all of this, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I have got to run. I got to go get the kid from school. I don't want nobody to yell at me. So thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Please come on back next Friday. We should be back on track and doing our lives at the normal time. But appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Shout out to the replay gang. I got a couple other things I'm gonna drop for y'all. Hopefully, if I got time, maybe over the weekend or maybe next week. I don't know. But anyway, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Wash your hands. Be nice to people. And peace.